Hello, we are live indeed, and we have an awesome show for you this evening, as always. But I first want you to ponder on this question, really connect with it. How would you feel if you could never truly be yourself authentically? Imagine if you had to hide who you really are. If you're watching this right now, or if you're watching on the replay, tap into the comments. How would you feel? If you are watching for the first time, my name is Daniela Blechner. Hello, Francilin. My name is Daniela Blechner. I am an author, book journey mentor, founder of a company called Conscious Dreams Publishing. We work with authors from all over the world to help them to get their powerful messages and stories out there in the form of professional books. I'm absolutely passionate about offering a platform for unseen, unheard voices so that they can have their story shared and message out there in the form of professional books that they can educate, inspire, and empower the generations to come. I have an amazing guest with me here today. But if you're watching this show for the first time, it's called Book Journey Mentor Uncut, and we offer a platform for new, up and coming, as well as established authors, whether they are published through Conscious Dreams Publishing or through any other means. It's also an opportunity, it's very interactive, so it's also an opportunity for you to ask your questions when I interview experts in the publishing industry. So whether that's editors, book marketers, PR experts, people who are in the marketing and promotion business. There's a lot to publishing a book. It's not just about getting the book done and throwing it out there. There's a lot of strategy that goes behind it. So this is what the show is all about. So if you're coming into the broadcast, please say hello, tap the screen, show us some love. We are going live on Facebook, in my groups, on my business page, on my personal page, and on YouTube. So please do say hello. At the beginning, I asked you a question. I asked you, how would you feel if you could never truly be authentically who you are inside? How would you feel if you had to keep who you really are hidden? Well, this is something my lovely guest actually experienced, and I'm going to introduce you to her right now. I had the pleasure of working with this amazing lady last year. Hey there, Daryl. I posted your book out today. So this lovely lady, she published her debut book, Twenties and Happy, on the 3rd of November, so nearly a year ago. It's an absolutely amazing book. It's a beautiful pocketbook designed to uplift and empower so that you can love and accept yourself just as you are. I'm going to give you a little bit of background about Pavies, because I'm sure you've got lots of questions. She's originally from Chechnya, a professional makeup artist and performer who loves to express herself creatively. I'm going to get some makeup tips later. Pavies' mission is to show people how to fall in love with their lives and be happy. She says that she's the happiest person she knows, and she loves helping millennials to be the best version of themselves and find their own happiness. Pavie believes in equality for everyone, and as an LGBTQ activist, she is passionate about helping other transgender people gain confidence, power, and self-love in their lives. So are we ready to meet Pavie? I've asked her to play some music as she comes in, so I'm bringing her into the broadcast. Please say yeah. We're having our own party here. Hey, Pavie, it's so lovely to see you again. I have to say, Pavie is the happiest person I have actually met. It's genuine, it's just beautiful, and it comes from inside. So tell us, first of all, where are you right now?
Right now, I'm in Corfu Greens. Because it was the only one of the 7 last places in Europe, it didn't require quarantine on my arrival back to the UK, so that's why I'm here.
Oh wow! And you've stayed one extra day just so that you can have this interview.
Yes. So in my calendar, I had this interview a long time ago, right? Already, and I was like, oh my god, I've got this Wednesday, and I had a ticket Wednesday, and I was like, I can't do Wednesday because I've got to interview with Danni. So I was like, okay, and then the excuse to stay in the night. I'm gonna leave on Thursday.
Well, I wish I was there. We're not talking about the book just yet. Tell us, how have you found lockdown? Because obviously we're still in a sort of semi-lockdown. How have you found it?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest straight away from now. I had one of the most challenging times of my life right from March
Okay.
March, April, May, June. August was my hardest time of like hardest month of my life to date. I'm not even kidding. It was really, really hard, challenging here. I was dealing with lots of health and mental issues at one time. So it was really, really hard for me dealing with all of this at one time. But September is here, and I think I'm the best I've ever felt in my life, like right now. September.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear. I'm glad to hear. It's been a challenging time for so many people for so many reasons, and I know that you're a very sociable person. You've got a large network of people around you. How did you find that? Being on lockdown, not being able to meet up with your friends.
Well, it's funny because at the same time I felt really two strong emotions. Like on one hand, I felt I was in a really abusive household, and so it was really hard for me. Then I had COVID right in the beginning of lockdown.
Right.
So I was basically fighting COVID, fighting this household, fighting another health issues, all at one time. And on the other hand, I was like, the weather is beautiful. I can go for a walk. I can do whatever I want. I have to deal with social anxiety, which we're going to talk about later. Mm-hmm. I was like, I don't have to deal with any people. If I don't want to, I can just be by myself. So it was those two kind of moods at the same time, the happiness, extreme happiness, being by myself and do whatever I want. And on the other hand, dealing with all this stuff at the same time, yeah.
Thank you. Well, thank you for being very open and transparent. That's one of the things I love about you. You're just open and transparent. You say it as it is.
I'm say how it is,
Got to be done. It's got to be done. So a year on, you are the author of Twenties and Happy. How do you feel? Does it feel like a long time ago?
Crazy. And I want to tell you one thing, Danni. This book opened completely new door to me and my whole life. When I introduce myself right now, it's like, what do you do? And I just say, I do like fashion, I do beauty, I do performing, and I'm an author, by the way. And they're like, wow. And people look at you so differently. Like, kind of, I would say they even look up to you when you tell them you are an author, you got a book out. It's just it's a proud moment every single time I say that. It's like I achieved something, like it's something I can share. And that's a beautiful thing to do, and I had the opportunity to do so many other interviews, guests on so many podcasts. Like it's amazing to share your story and share your knowledge and share your philosophy. You've got your product, you've got your book out, and people want to know more about that. They want to know more about who you are, what you're writing about, what's your story, and it's so much has changed. Like, the book was just such a big, beautiful, happy bubble. And since I published it, I've been through so much. So I could write another chapter and more chapters, about my life and what I've learned, because stuff I know now, I didn't know a year ago when I published a book. Which is a beautiful thing about life, because we're always learning, right? But when I read a book now, or when I go through the chapters now, it's like, oh my God, I wish I could add a little bit more about this topic and about this topic.
Because that'll be book 2, 30s and Happy. What's the decade? Once every 3 years. Has being an author something that you've always wanted to do, or was it more that you felt that you had this burning message that you wanted to get out and connect to people?
I never wanted to write a book, or it was I want to be an author, I want to be a writer. It was never my case. But 4 years ago when I was in Sydney, I had the strong voice, the desire to get it out and really share what I believe in, my philosophy, my happiness philosophy, inspire other young people my age to show them that you are responsible for your own life. And everyone who is in their 20s, or anyone who is my generation watching, I want to let everyone know that you are your own director of your own movie. You are responsible for your life, and you can make it beautiful no matter what you're going through, because you can make it beautiful, and it's just up to you, And that's what kind of my mission and still is, to kind of not just spread the necessary the happiness, joy, and the positivity, because we are humans. I know very well it's not always the case to be bubbly, happy, beautiful, smile on 24/7.
Yeah.
We are human beings. It's okay to be down, have depression, have anxiety, have sadness, whatever you have to go through. It's okay. But in the times you can change your attitude, and you're not going to anything serious at the time, you really can decide how you're going to respond, you know.
Beautiful, thank you. And someone's just commented, actually, who is another fellow author, Rio Merrick's, who's published a book called When in the Wilderness, and I can see some synergy between you, so I think you should definitely connect. She talks a lot about body positivity, self-healing, body image, all of that. So fantastic, mind, body and soul. So your book, I really want to crack into a book, but I think it's really important to sort of go back. You laugh because I always say this wrong. You're from Chechnya, isn't it, originally?
No, Czechia, Czech Republic, Czechia.
Czechia. I say I got it. There's some words I can't say. I can't say millennial, but I said it, which again is difficult because that's like a big part of your book as well. So you really made it difficult for me, for that, Pavie. So you were born in Czechia.
Yes.
Yep. And obviously, I know that you went traveling in Australia and you live in London now. How would you say, what was it like growing up there in comparison to where you are now?
You know, I was always very different than other people. It was always different to, growing up. And I was, I don't know if you introduced me already, but I wasn't born as a woman. So I was born as a boy. And then I was a very feminine boy back then. So it was, and I was in a little village. So it was very hard for me to kind of fit in. And I wanted to fit in, but I kind of couldn't, because, you can't hide who you really are, right? So I just couldn't really fit in. And, it was bullying since I think I would say 11 till 19. It was just bullying because I was different, right?
Yeah.
My childhood was perfect in terms of like my family. My childhood was perfect, beautiful childhood. And even at school, I had a good childhood, but I always kind of felt something is missing, and like I'm not really who I want to be, but I still didn't know what it was missing. And I wasn't strong enough to kind of fight for my beliefs and fight for who I was, in my opinion. I was insecure, very vulnerable, because I was on the edge of the collective, I would say, but it was just like, the school environment. But otherwise, in my private life and family life, it was a really nice childhood.
I've worked out how to screen share, so I'm going to show a picture. I've met Pavie's parents. They are beautiful people. I mean, and I thought they were your brother and sister. That's how young they look. But I'm going to show that later. And I love the support and love that you have in your family unit, all of you. So I did ask at the beginning how people would feel if they can authentically be who they truly are inside. And how would you feel if you had to hide who you really are? So I'd like you to participate and just write in the comments, how would you feel if you couldn't truly express or be who you really are? And I think all of us, to an extent, have felt that on one level or another. So I just want you just to type in some words and let us know. Hello, Sandra, sending love as well. Thank you. And please, if you're finding this of worth and value, please do share this out. If you have just joined, my name is Daniela Blechner, author, book journey mentor, founder of Conscious Dreams Publishing, interviewing the awesome and amazing Pavie Valsa, author of Twenties and Happy, speaking about her book. So you said that whilst everything at home was fantastic, at school you went through bullying. How did you keep your spirits up during that time?
I was just ignoring it. I didn't really take it personally. I was like, they can call me names. It's it's. I never share with anyone because I was kind of ashamed. Like if they called me a or faggot, I kind of kept it for myself because I was suppressing who I was, So I didn't even my best friends didn't even know who I was because I was, pretending to be the straight boy, As fun as it sounds now, it was the truth at the time because I was from the village, and that's who I was supposed to be in everyone's eyes. And I had no other heroes, another example to kind of look up to because social media was not even there at the time, kind of, it was wrong to be different. It was wrong to be LGBT. It was wrong to be something you're not supposed to be in that mindset there. It might be different now and after 10 years, 15 years later, but that's how it was back then. And I didn't really have the best friend back then. I didn't have a best friend until I was 19. It was kind of always being alone in this. But yeah, when I look back, it's like, oh my God, poor thing. You were so strong, But I don't even look at it like it was something I had to deal with a big effort. It was just another baggage on my shoulders, but it was just something I had to deal with because I was ashamed maybe to kind of openly speak about it. I wasn't strong enough. I wasn't ready yet. Whatever. I don't know.
And you knew from a very young age, because I've just watched, and I'm going to put the YouTube clip to this. It was beautifully done, absolutely amazing, where Pavie shares her story of coming out twice, first as a gay man and then as a transgender woman. And it's just, I think it's so important for people to watch. They can really understand the whole mindset that goes into it. Everything, it's mental, it's physical, it's so many different layers to it. And thank you for being so transparent and sharing that so we can understand.
For being so transparent.
I like to say I did that on purpose, but you're quick, Pavie, you're quick. So tell us then, how old were you when you came out the first time, and what was the reception like?
So I moved to Sydney when I was 18. The second day I moved to Sydney, I just turned 19. The first weekend I went to Oxford Street, which is the big gay street in Sydney. And I just knew, I liked men since I was like 10, right? I just knew, but I was suppressing it the whole time. And I went out and great night, and I met another LGBT people and gay people, and I was like, okay, I'm gay. I shared with my family, which was very hard. I just, told them through WhatsApp online. My dad and my mom separately. I was like, hey, just make it official, I'm gay. It was kind of hard first 2 weeks because they still didn't even know anyone gay at the time. It was kind of still really something new for them. But anyway, I just kind of started living my best life ever since, and it was all amazing. And did I answer your question?
Yes. So your experience, what was your experience obviously coming out for the first time?
Yeah, it was my first time, and I had the best time because you know why it was good and why it was easy? Because I moved to another continent, literally on the other side of the earth, right? I had no friends, no family. I lost all the religion thoughts, culture thoughts.
Yes.
It was the most liberal person you can ever imagine. It was new me. I had the best time. I didn't have to look back. I just was carefree. I felt amazing. I did whatever I wanted to do, And it was so worth it. It was so good. Because then when I got back for the first time, people could see I was just so much happier because it was me. I was so much more confident, more bubbly. I didn't have to look back. It must have been joy for them as well to see me, to be really myself, not just for me to be. It's amazing feeling, and if everyone is watching here thinking whether they should or shouldn't come out, and if you are scared and if you don't know how to come out, please message me, send me DM. I have so many trans or gay people messaging me. I'm very discreet, so if you're watching and you're scared, message me and I'll give you tips how to do it, please. Okay.
Perfect, thank you. And it's that inner happiness that you talk about. And the option is you're living a different identity, suppressed. You can never quite fully be yourself, but you're doing that for the appeasing of other people. But then you've now, by embodying who you truly are, you've got this inside happiness. So would you say part of that experience is what fueled you to actually write Twenties and Happy? Would you say that was the beginning of your newfound freedom and journey to happiness? I guess we don't have a journey to happiness, but reconnecting with our inner happiness.
Yeah, I would say so, but I wouldn't say it's the biggest reason why I wrote the book, because this is something completely different. This is like my philosophy and this was my identity. But maybe because I was really true myself back there and I didn't have to kind of hide who I was and I let it go. Maybe because of that, I didn't have to really deal with any like mental illness or anything like that, because I could really be free, and my spirit was really high. I felt high on life so often, and the book is basically a reflection of my philosophy and on my happiness mindset, because I met so many inspiring people back there. I spent lots of time by myself, which is really important too, in the nature, by the ocean. I read lots of books, and I was really inspired. And I said, well, this is the way how to, to happiness and how to be happy. So all these advices I'm given in my book, it's basically what I kind of figured out in those 3 years when I was writing the book, and all my personal goals and achievements and my identity. It's kind of a little raw, but I wouldn't say it's a big reason why I wrote a book. It's maybe it's probably my book, I don't know, about my trans life, but this is a happiness mindset for anyone. I repeat, anyone, not just LGBT people, but really anyone who wants to get over the point of struggle and worries and pity and self-misery and self-doubt, that it's possible to live your best life and you deserve it.
Thank you. That's a really good point to make. The two are separate. I think there's a level of freedom that you found, but when you wrote this book, you hadn't even come out as transgender yet. You wrote it. When I'm reading it, it's just Pavie. It's somebody. It's not aimed at a particular person, although the word that I cannot say, millennials, your main audience is millennials, correct? And it's about connecting them back to their inner happiness. And the way that you've written it, your voice is just beautiful. So you're connected with the soul who's just trying to get into the hearts of somebody. It's just beautifully written. So can you tell us what people, I know you've touched on it just a second ago, what you really want people to get from this book? What is your main message?
I would say self-love and self-appreciation and finding self-worth, and really make sure that everyone is happy, because we live here just, if you look at the timeline of our human history, we are just here. And it's going to go like this, like in 100 years, like we're not going to be here. And I want to make sure you have to make most of it. You have to live your best life. You're responsible for yourself, for your own life. And if not now, when? So I'm using the tools such as present moment and gratitude and self-appreciation and not comparing and no judging, and all of these little factors that you can control here that can help you on your way to happiness. And if people always ask me, like, what would be the one thing you would tell me about a book? What would be the most important thing? How to be happy? What's the secret? Like, if you just tell me in 1 minute. And I always tell them, it's your gratitude practice. The more grateful you are, the more happy you are. Because if you're grateful, you forget about what you're missing and how not good enough you are. You just always see the beautiful things. You always appreciate beautiful things around you. And then the happiness kind of comes constantly, immediately, So I would say gratitude is, when you are grateful, you are happy. That's kind of my short answer.
So it kind of raises that vibration, doesn't it? The more you focus on, focus flows, your energy flows.
Yeah, of course, because you're not looking for what you're missing, and I want this, I want more money, I want a better partner, and I'm not having this house, I'm not having this education or this job, or missing this, missing that. There's always gonna be something we're gonna miss. There's always gonna be the journey. We can do better. We can do it higher. We can go there. Always gonna be something. But the real secret is to stay happy where you are.
Yeah, 100%. What is happiness to you?
Happiness, I would say, it's a philosophy. It's a current state of mind. It's the mindset. It's floating on a beautiful pink cloud. It's something that is worth sharing, something that everyone deserves. I would say it's something that everyone should experience at least once in a lifetime, and if it's possible, as long as they can.
I was having this conversation with somebody not too long ago about people sort of seeking outside for happiness all the time. Would you say there's a difference between sort of seeking happiness externally and actually finding happiness internally?
Yeah, so there's things that can make you happy. It can be traveling. In my case, I love traveling. That makes me happy. I love really good, fine dining. That makes me happy. I love seeing my friend. That makes me happy. It's all these external factors that make you happy, and you should find what makes you happy and make a list and write it down. What's your favorite food? What's your favorite TV program? What's your favorite music? What's your favorite clothes? What do you love to do for fun? What really makes you happy? And chase it and chase and chase it and do it as often as you can, because these external factors will help you create this beautiful happiness mind that you go to sleep with, and you're going to wake up next day and you do it again. And the happy seconds, these happy moments, made of seconds, will create beautiful minutes, beautiful hours, beautiful days, beautiful months, beautiful life. And the more we do things we love, the happier you are. And the internal factor is the happiness attitude. It's okay, I'm going through something hard. I'm going through something painful. I'm having this panic attack. I'm having depression, anxiety. And trust me, I'm talking from my experience. I know very well how it is, okay? That time, you really can't be happy. I can't even get out of my bed when I'm depressed. It was really hard for me in April, May. I couldn't get out of my bed. I couldn't pick up the phone. I couldn't even speak. I didn't have shower for 3 days. I didn't want to leave the house for 2 weeks. I want to tell everyone who's watching, that's okay, because the downside of your life, that's how it should be, because it's the heart rating, the heart, how it goes up and down,
the heart monitor.
Because it's like dead means we are dead. So it's okay if we go up and down. So if you are down and you're not feeling happy, you can't change your attitude. That's okay. Be all there. Be patient. It will be over one day. You'll be fine. But these moments when you are like, oh, what do I do with my life? Then this is the moment where you can be responsible for your happiness. And again, find gratitude, find self-worth, kindness, love, friendships, all these little topics I'm talking in my chapters in my book that will help you to really get in the right mindset of the immediate happiness.
Thank you so much for that transparency there, because I think all of us at some point in our lives, whether it's in the past, whether it's now, whether it's in the future, have gone through depression, anxiety, those days where we don't want to get out of bed. Sometimes we can't get out of bed. And so I think it's important, although I would still say you are the happiest person that I've met, because it's internal. Even when you're feeling down, it's an internal happiness. And I think it's important, because if anyone's watching right now and maybe they're feeling like that right now, that message that you've given to embrace and honor how you feel and know that it will pass. It's really important.
Yes. It's, when I say it will pass, it's temporary. Even the happiness is temporary. Just take every day as it comes. Remember, you are not what your mood is right now. You are not that. It's just your mood. You are deeper than that. But again, it's really, if you're not suffering from medical condition, if you're not suffering from serious, anxiety or depression, it is possible. You can really do it. You can really do it. And if you're not feeling like that, again, it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to pretend you are the happiest person in the world. You don't have to pretend you are strong. You don't have to pretend you are happy all the time. It's okay to feel down. And I'm going to repeat again. It's okay to feel down, because we are human beings. We have feelings. We have different circumstances. And that's how we deal with it.
Really important message. Thank you. So what has been your when were your happiest? What's been your happiest moment? One that you can share.
When is my happiest moment in general?
Yeah, what would you say? Tell us about one of your happiest moments.
I would say it's every single time when I go to nature by myself with my headphones, with my podcast, when I'm by myself in nature, because it's just the connection. It's just me and the source, you know, the universe, the God, whatever you want to call it. It's just me in my own thoughts, and that's where I'm really happiest. And it can be here in Corfu, it can be in London behind my house, it can be anywhere. It's a feeling I can create. It's the silent conversation with my inner self, and that's where I'm truly the happiest, because this is the different happiness than just the happiness of laugh with your friends and having the fun. This is kind of the joy, the fun happiness. But the real true happiness, it's something that no drug can give you, no friend can give you, no circumstance can give you. It's this mindset in yourself.
We connected with that actually, because I remember we did the trailer for Pavie, and part of that was going to the park and showing Pavie in nature. And I'm exactly the same. I'm my happiest, I think, when I'm in nature. And most of the time it's when I'm alone, in nature, just appreciating being full of that gratitude. We had so much fun on that day. It was lovely. We should do another one.
It was just perfect.
It was. It was great. It was great. So if you are watching, please say hello. If you have any questions for Pavie, or if you have any comments, please send those comments in. If you're watching via the replay, put in your hashtag replay. If you've just tuned in, my name is Danni Blechner, author, book journey mentor, founder of Conscious Dreams Publishing. You have tuned into Book Journey Mentor Uncut. I'm interviewing the awesome and amazing Pavie Valsa, author of Twenties. There you go. 20s and Happy, and a beautiful, look how beautiful it is, a beautiful pocketbook designed to uplift and empower you so you can love and accept yourself just as you are. Pavie's mission is to show people how to fall in love with their lives and be happy. She says that she's the happiest person she knows, and she loves helping millennials be the best version of themselves and find their own happiness. Pavie believes in equality for everyone, and as an LGBTQ is Q, isn't it? Plus activist, she is passionate about helping other transgender people gain confidence, power, and self-love in their lives. So let's talk a little bit about your transgender journey, because obviously you wrote this as a gay man. Tell us.
Yeah, book in my book. Yeah.
And tell us about the second time that you came out. How was that? And was it different? Was it easier? Or was it?
Yeah. So the second time is always easier, you know, in everything. And it's just, it was different. It wasn't as shocking for my parents. It wasn't as hard. It was just kind of make it official that, you know, I'm a woman, and that's the fact, and you accept that or not. I mean, you accept that. You have no choice. You know, it's it was easier. I would say it was easier because it wasn't this. It was easier. I'm talking about my family. Okay, it was easier for them to come to them, because at that point we really got really closer. Between 19 and 21 was really close between me and my parents. So
can I show a picture of you and your parents?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I've just learned how to do this. I really want to share it because it's a beautiful picture.
From a book launch.
Hopefully I can. Actually, I probably should have checked that I know how to do it.
Yeah, I think. Here we go.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, guys. I am going to get it out. Oh, dear. Maybe not then. Okay. Oh, that's such a shame. It's such a lovely picture. But I shall stop.
I can maybe do it on my phone. Wait.
I'm going to try one more time.
I
thought it was going to have this really cool effect where it'd be like, yeah, the picture comes up just as I'm speaking about them. There you go. Can we see this?
Yeah.
Beautiful picture. Your mum, dad, and your brother, is it?
Yeah, book launch. Beautiful. Yeah, they're the best.
So sorry, you were talking about your parent coming out.
Yeah, it was easy for me to come out to them because, you know, when I was saying in my interview, you just mentioned as well, it was easier because it was kind of just making it official who I was, and making sure that the pronoun wasn't right, and I wasn't misgendered anymore. And I just wanted to make it really official, that's who I was. And
how did you, sorry, I'm just still trying to get over the fact that I managed to share the picture on screen share. I'm not going to do anymore because that was too hard. So can you tell us, did you always know this, or was it a more kind of understanding as you got older that something wasn't quite right in terms of identity and how you were perceived?
Yeah. Well, I first I want to say, every transgender person is different, first of all, and everyone has different story, different circumstances, different timing. So I'm just gonna talk about my case and my experience. So basically, I was always comfortable in my own body. I was always happy. Really, I was always happy with who I was. But I always felt something was missing, but I didn't even know what it was missing. I kind of felt I wasn't complete. But I wasn't unhappy in my body. I was just feel like, oh, something is missing. What is that? And then it wasn't until London when I realized, I'm actually not happy with my male body. I'm actually not happy being in male gender, in this expression of gender. And it took me kind of over a year to transition officially. I was always playing with the idea kind of between. I was calling myself, I remember gender lessons. I was like 19. I was always like, I'm not this, I'm not that. I'm just happy. I'm just me.
Yeah.
And it was always for fun, dressing up as a girl, performing, and it was always as a form of entertainment. It was never in my private life or in my identity to feel as I was a woman. So it wasn't just from one day, like, okay, I'm a girl. It took like a year of going out as a woman first, and then going to female bathrooms, and then it was really uncomfortable when someone called me he or introduced me as a he, and it was harder and harder and harder. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna make it official. I don't like that. I don't feel good. Okay, I'm gonna be her. And then another thing happened, which was gender dysphoria, which is something that every transgender person suffers from. And it is this feeling of big, huge discomfort in your body because you see in the mirror, on your body, especially physical features, something that you're not. You see the facial hair or the masculine features or anything, and it's really painful to deal with that on everyday basis and go out and be misgendered and get attacked verbally or physically, and this list goes on and on and on. It's just another big portion on your plate to deal with. You don't just deal with your relationship with your family, with your work. You deal with the whole another spectrum of moods and circumstances and your environment. And it's really hard, it's really hard. But when I look back, I'm like, gosh, how could I do that? Like, I don't know if I could do it again. But I just did it, and it's a never-ending journey. It's still happening, Since I published the book last 11 months, I got attacked multiple times. And, I have gender dysphoria.
After you published the book?
Sorry?
After you published the book, you said?
Yes. I got attacked like 4 times, and gender dysphoria I had most of the days since I published the book. It's something you deal with yourself here. So, and I think I mentioned on my book launch or in my book as well, 80% of the book was finished before I even knew I was transgender, and before I knew what anxiety and depression was, because until then I had no idea. So I always tell people, just get over it. And I was like, it was a big eye opener for me to actually experience in myself how hard it is to go with mental issues.
So in a sense, it gave you that extra layer of empathy, but also added to your content of the book as well.
it made me more compassionate person and more vulnerable as well, and even less judgmental in some way, because I learned how to see other people as not just, this happiness machine and you can be happy, you can do that, just put a smile on, but really look deep in their eyes and see that everyone deals with some sort of struggle or pain or grief or confidence issues or anxiety, depression, health problems. They don't even have to talk about it. But before you judge someone or before you are nasty to someone or scream at someone or talk about behind their back, just really try to stop and think, are they really this? Are you sure they don't have to deal with anything else? Be really compassionate, be nice, be kind, be gentle with every single person who crosses your path, because we all have to deal with something. And not always we talk about that. Not always we share on social media, because I don't want to share on social media every day that I'm going through gender dysphoria, I got attacked, I'm going through physical or mental problems. It's not important really to others. No one cares really. And I just want to share something that when I want to inspire others, when I can help someone, when I'm strong enough, first of all, to share what I can be like influential and help other people, show them the light, inspire them. But not always I'm strong enough to do that.
That's beautiful. That's so beautiful. There's such a journey with this whole book. Just isn't just a book. It's like a kind of representation of like a huge part of your journey that's still continuing.
Yeah, it's kind of movement, and people ask me, are you gonna write a second book? And I always tell them, you know what? Right now I say no, because everything I wanted to write, all my philosophy and all the voices I had in my head, it's on the paper, it's all done. The door is closed and it's all there. But right now I have nothing left to say. In terms of my journey or my philosophy, like it's all done. I can relax,
Wait till you get to your 30s.
Exactly. I had this conversation with this guy on the beach today, and he was like, wait, he was 35, and I was like, I'm 26 right now, and I feel like I've done it all. I wrote a book, I performed,
like that.
I got the name as a makeup artist, I did this. What else? And he's like, wait, the life will surprise you. So I'm just gonna sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight, as Ryder says.
I know I'll be seeing you for book 2. So Faye's come on, she says, hi Pavie, hi Danni. Someone says, I think you are inspirational to speak out. Thank you so much. Pavie's going to put her details in the chat box a bit later. I'm going to put the YouTube video up along with links to the book. Please do go over to Amazon, all good retailers. Twenties and Happy, a beautiful pocket book for inspiration and empowerment. So there's so much more I could talk with you about, but I know you've got places to be, Pavie. Can I say Pavie is also a Britney Spears impersonator and a makeup artist. And before we went live, she was showing me how we should pose. So as I asked her, I'm really not good at posing.
I love posing. I think like my major occupation would be model, because I love posing since I was like 4. Whether I was a boy, whether I'm a girl now, I just love posing and feeling great and fabulous. And I think it's another form of my joy and happiness, because it makes me happy. Fashion and
we would have,
yeah.
We would have been complete opposites. So I was at the most awkward. If I was told to pose, I'd stand like a soldier like that. So give me a quick lesson. Come on.
So if you wanna be a good pose, Danni, and if you it depends if you wanna look a bit like sexier or a bit seductive, just
let me know what would you want? Sexy, humorous. Well, humorous isn't really posing, is it?
Me too.
Pardon?
What do you want me to tell you?
I was asking for people, but yeah, you tell me, guide me.
Okay, so I would tell you, like, just imagine there is like a pencil between your lips and like teeth, like that.
Okay.
And just take it off, and like keep the mouth like open. Like.
I can't do it. Do this.
Okay, so like.
No, I can't do this.
You just show that and like try to be like like very innocent, like just down and kind of like chin down and look there. Yeah, you got it.
We'll practice that later.
If I was at a bar and I was into girls, I would get you a drink at a bar.
Stop it. Right, Pavie, what is next for you? You said there's not a book on the horizon just yet, but what's next?
What's next? That's a good question. I don't know.
Do you know what, someone asked me that the other day. I was like, you know what, I don't know.
I have no big plans. I just want to keep spreading happiness, keep spreading joy, whether it's through posing, modeling, makeup, performing, my book, doesn't matter. My message is to make the world a happier place, to spread joy, help others, because that would really, it's a cliche, but it really makes me happy to go sleep with a feeling I could help someone, make them happier or help them in terms of us, my journey. I gave them inspiration or whatever. That's kind of my purpose, and I want to live it every day. Live it every day, And I don't have any big projects, any big plans coming up. I'm just taking every day as it comes, nice. Being humble, being grateful, doing the best I can, and just enjoying the journey.
Love it. Thank you. We haven't even managed to talk about the book journey yet. Just very quickly, for those who haven't written a book, just give us a sort of short synopsis about the book journey. How did you find the journey?
Well, in my case, I wrote the book, just the whole book by myself. So when the book was ready, I contacted you. I had amazing editor called, what was his name?
Was it Lee? You had Lee. Yes, you had Lee.
Yes, it was brilliant. So anyone who's writing the book, Lee is amazing. He really could understand the meaning, what I meant, what I want to express, not just the grammar mistakes, but also meaning mistakes. You, Danni, you were brilliant as well, really helpful. If I was contacting you at 2 a.m., you answered immediately,
It's not cool for people to do that, but yeah, I was very passionate.
You were so helpful and professional, and just really, it was really amazing experience. Like, if I'm going to write a book a second time, I'm gonna let you know again. Like, it was really amazing experience, and the book launch was amazing, and the video was amazing, the whole package was amazing. So anyone who's writing a book, there's no better person to ask than Danni. It was a really beautiful experience, and this is the best gift you can give to yourself, because if you have a message, you should get it out there. If you have a calling, you should get it out there. If you know you have a purpose, just do it, because there's nothing worse than living regrets and be like, oh, what if So definitely, if anyone is watching, having message inside of you, get it out there, because the feeling is amazing, and as I said, the new door will open and you will feel
amazing. Thank you. I was going to ask you if you had any parting words, but I think you have wrapped it up. If you have any other parting words, a little nugget of wisdom for someone out there who might really want to hear your message.
Just be patient with yourself, be in the moment, be gentle with yourself, don't put pressure on yourself, don't get caught in the pressure of current climate, don't live in fear. That's another thing I want to tell you, Danni, and share with everyone. I have so many reasons not to travel by myself. There's this COVID, there is this fear. I open Instagram, Facebook, news, Google, COVID. It's fear from everywhere. I'm a solo transgender woman traveling by herself in Greece. I have so many reasons to be afraid and not to travel, but I face the fear and do it anyway, because there's nothing worse than living regrets. So don't listen to the fear voice in your head. Do it. Live your best life every day. Be kind to others and to yourself. Be gentle. Be patient. Love yourself. That's the message I have and I live, and that's what I really believe in. So everyone is watching, just really remember these words.
Thank you so much. That was so powerful, Pavie, and it's such a beautiful note to end on. I always love speaking with you. Thank you, everyone who has joined, and for those who will be joining in the future on the replay. Join us next week for another episode of Book Journey Mentor Uncut, 7 p.m. GMT, 2 p.m. EST, where I'll be interviewing an author called Daniel Stone, who is not a conscious dreams publishing author. I did find him online. He was one of the very few, I think he was the only Black person in Oxford University, or it might have been Cambridge. Oh my gosh, I don't want to mess this up. Just wait until next week. It's going to be a great interview. It's going to be a great interview. Thank you so much, Pavie. I've really enjoyed having you on today. I have been Daniela Blechner speaking with. You can say your name now.
My name?
Yep.
I'm speaking with Pavie Valsa, the one and only. I didn't get it.
Okay. See you later. Thank you so much for joining. And if you want to get in contact with Pavie, she is tagged in the above, and she's going to put her details in the comments box as well. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.